Morning, guys. Morning. How are you guys? I am doing amazing this morning. Still recovering from my crazy weekend, but that is okay. We are here to talk about one of the best books I've read this year. I know it's been a year, you guys. It's been a year of reading really, really outstanding books. But if you love YA romance, young adult romance, if you are into that, if that is your favorite niche, man, did I read the book for you, okay? I like YA romance. I like a little more YA dystopian when I read my YA. So, like, I can remember my early 20s really loving Hunger Games, Divergent, those kind of books. But I've watched the Netflix movies. I read To All the Boys I've Loved Before and watched all 3 of those movies. And I'm excited for XO Kitty, right? Because those are just fun movies. I did not read The Summer I Turned Pretty, but I did watch it. And I enjoyed that one too. But I read a book that topped them all for me this week. And that book is called Better Than the Movies. I will link the author and the name of the book here in the comment section or in the title. It was so good. I thought it did it the, like, bratty neighbor fall in love with so well. I thought it was just incredibly well done. So the premise is, Liz, she's your main heroine character. Her mom and her loved movies. Like, they loved love stories. Bridget Jones's Diary, When Harry Met Sally, all of them. Love Actually. She loves romance movies. Well, her mom dies suddenly, like unexpectedly, when she is young. And so she has to kind of navigate this love for romance and this desire to be in love without her mom. And her dad has remarried, and it's not an evil stepmother situation. Her stepmother really wants to be her friend, and she is a great lady. But she is fighting this. It's now her senior year of high school. Liz's senior year of high school. And she's fighting this feeling of, man, I really wish my mom was here to do all of these things with me. And she's not. But, however, my stepmom is. But am I just replacing my mom with my stepmom? Is it okay for me to enjoy spending time with my stepmom? And that is not even the main plot, you guys. Like, it was so well done as far as, like, a senior year book and the emotions you're going through. Because meanwhile, while she's dealing with all of this stuff with senior year, prom, and senior trip, and not having her mom around for it, her childhood crush, Michael, moves back to town after being gone for like 5 years. And she just has in her head this very, like, dramatic love story between the two of them. And she is going to get it. Like, to her, it is more important than anything. And she's going to make it freaking happen. So she gets her neighbor Wes, or Wesley, to help her. Because Wesley was friends with them when they were kids. But Wesley kind of always teased her and chased her and made fun of her. And her and Wesley, like, they have like a frenemy friendship, kind of. They're always in competition with one another over this parking spot because they live in a cul-de-sac and there's limited parking. So she makes a bet with Wesley. She's like, look, I will give you forever this parking spot. Like, I will not use it. It will be your parking spot if you just help me get Michael to fall in love with me. So that's exactly what she does. What he does is take her to parties and things like that, try to get Michael to fall for her. But of course it never works like that, because I don't want to give away the ending too much, so full spoilers. Let's just do full spoilers here. If you haven't read the book and it sounds like your genre and you're interested in it, stop here, go read the book, come back to this. She gets Michael, right? She does end up getting a promposal from Michael, and she realizes that she had kind of built Michael up to be something else in her head, and she didn't know him that well. He'd been gone for 5 or 6 years, vital years, middle school and high school years, where he had changed a lot. And the person that she actually wanted to be with, the person that she was having the most fun with, was the annoying neighbor Wesley. And yeah, so her and Wesley are trying to figure it out. I'm not going to give away whether or not they end up together or not, but it's a really sweet story about loss and growing up and changing as a person, and how much you actually do change in those vital, like, 15 to 18 years. You change so incredibly much. I remember Lauren as a freshman to Lauren as a senior, and as a freshman, I was the type of person that really, really cared about what people thought of me. I can very much remember not doing the things that I wanted to do out of concern that, oh man, what if so-and-so doesn't like it, or so-and-so says this. And then by senior year, I really cared not. I didn't care at all what anybody thought of me. I had my small group of friends, and as long as I had my little group of friends, I was good. I was confident in the fact that I wasn't alone, because I had this 5 or 6 people that I could rely on. And that was kind of the progression of my social life, trying to be popular and fit in freshman year, to realizing that I didn't give a shit about being popular or fitting in by senior year, and all I cared about was these couple of people that I was close to. And I feel like this book really personifies growth in relationships and as a person really, really well during those vital years. So if you like easy reads, if you like YA, young adult, which is like high school time frame typically, if you like those things, I highly recommend you read the book. Better than the movies. It was phenomenal. I literally could not put it down. Had to know what was going on. There were no dry spots. I laughed out loud multiple times. I cried at least twice. It was just really, really good. It was the surprising good book. I love when I see something, and this one I saw for like half of a second on a TikTok, and they were like, it was like one of those where it flips the books, and it's like, if you like this, read this. And I believe it said, like, if you liked To All the Boys I've Loved Before, read Better Than the Movies. And I was like, well, I liked To All the Boys I Loved Before. I don't read a lot of YA and review it on here, so let me go ahead and read this book. And I had to wait like 4 or 5 months for it to come into the library. And so when it came into the library, when it dropped, I was like, oh yeah, I remember putting this book on hold. I remember saying I was going to review it. I had little to no expectations when I started it. And it blew those no expectations out of the water. So I highly recommend this book. It was just super cute and super good and super well written too. Shout out for just seamlessly moving the scenes and not having a bunch of dull area or filler. What else is coming up? We've got on Monday our month in review for March. I read an absolute ton. So we're going to break down some of the good and some of the bad that I read this month in March. I'm working on, if you see my copy of Outlander up there, I'm working on annotating that book. It's the first time I've ever annotated one of my books because I have multiple copies of Outlander. I have a beautiful hard copy, and then I have this paperback copy that I actually got at a LARP for like $1. So I was like, I've never annotated a book. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do it to this one. So I'm doing all my Pinteresting and research on the best ways to annotate a book, and I'm going to show you guys probably when I'm done with Outlander because it's one of my favorite books of all time. I think it's just beautifully done. You guys know I love that one. So yeah, I hope you guys are having an amazing week. I'm having a really good week, just trying to relax, decompress from my weekend trip, and I will see you guys next week, and we'll review everything that we read in March. Bye.